The Young and the Restless spoilers, full Saturdays weekly, July 18. Welcome back to our channel, fellow GC addicts. Today is a beautiful day to dive into the absolute madness that is our favorite soap, and trust me, we have a lot to unpack. I cannot believe what I just watched on my screen tonight. I am literally typing this up at 2 a.m. because my brain is spinning and I need to vent to people who actually get it. Are we seriously watching the same show right now? Because the level of revenge, addiction, and pure, unadulterated chaos hitting Genoa City this month is off the charts. I mean, I have been watching this show for years, and I have seen some wild storylines, but this is a whole new level of unhinged, and I am half here for it and half wanting to throw my remote at the television. Let's just jump right into the absolute mess that is the Victor Newman and Patty Williams situation. So, Nikki finally finds out what actually happened to Jack and Diane at the ruthless hands of Patty. And honestly, it is about time. Victoria takes Nikki to the hospital to make sure Jack is okay, and of course, Diane and Kyle are already there. What follows is basically a giant, incredibly justified We Hate Victor Newman club meeting. And I am sorry, but am I the only one who was cheering during this scene? They all just sat there and completely bashed Victor for his role in the absolute terror Patty has unleashed on this town. Because let's be real for a second. Victor brought Patty back. He thought he could control her. But Patty is a literal psychopath. She kidnapped Abby and Dominic, she sent Ashley into a feral breakdown, and she literally blackmailed Jack for sex while holding Diane hostage in a padded cell. And Victor just thought, oh yeah, this is a great pawn for my corporate games. No! It blew up in his face, and now his own wife is sitting in a hospital room with his worst enemies, dragging his name through the mud. I love Nikki for this. I really do. She is finally seeing the sheer destruction Victor causes when he plays God with people's lives. But wait, I am getting ahead of myself, because we need to talk about Kyle Abbott. Kyle Abbott. What in the actual world is this boy thinking? I am screaming. I am literally screaming at my TV. Kyle goes to the jail to visit Patty Williams. Yes, the same Patty who just terrorized his parents, the same Patty who poisoned Summer years ago, the same Patty who is completely detached from reality. And what does Kyle do? He makes a shocking, dangerous deal with her to get revenge on Victor. Is Kyle out of his mind? You do not make deals with Patty Williams. Remember when they tried to negotiate with her in the past? Yeah, didn't work then either. She always goes rogue. Kyle is acting so incredibly naive right now, thinking he can use a violent, delusional woman as a weapon against the most ruthless billionaire in Genoa City. It is a suicide mission. He is going to get himself or someone he loves killed. And thank goodness for Claire Newman. Claire finds out what Kyle is doing and she is furious. She straight up warns Kyle not to mess with her grandfather. And honestly, I am completely on Claire's side here. I know some people are loving this dark, vengeful side of Kyle, but personally, I think he is being an absolute idiot. Claire knows exactly what Victor is capable of, and she is trying to save Kyle from his own stupidity. The tension between Claire and Kyle right now is insane. Like, the sparks are flying, but it is all wrapped in this toxic revenge plot? Will they even have a chance to reunite after this? I highly doubt it, not if Kyle keeps playing with fire. Okay, back to the point, because we have to talk about Sally Spectra. My poor, sweet Sally. She is pregnant, she is trying to run Spectra Charles, and she is currently drowning in paranoia. Sally is jumping to massive conclusions right now, completely convinced that Adam and Chelsea are secretly plotting against her and her company. She thinks they are trying to sabotage her business. And I get why she feels that way, given her complicated, messy history with Adam and Chelsea. The trauma from losing baby Ava is still so fresh, and Chelsea has betrayed her before. But Sally is completely wrong. It is not Adam and Chelsea coming after Spectra Charles. It is Victor. Victor is the one secretly pulling the strings and targeting her company, probably because he still despises the fact that she breathes the same air as his sons. And the most heartbreaking part? Adam actually knows what his father is doing. Adam goes to Victor and literally begs him to leave pregnant Sally alone. Adam defending Sally. My Chatham heart is confused, but my ally heart is soaring. Adam knows how fragile Sally is right now. He knows the stress of this corporate sabotage could harm the baby. But do we really think Victor is going to listen to Adam? Of course not. Victor does whatever he wants, whenever he wants, and he doesn't care who gets destroyed in the process. And speaking of people being destroyed by Victor's actions, can we take a moment of silence for Nikki? The scene where Nate removes her eye bandages. I was holding my breath. I was praying that the writers would give this woman a break. But no. The bandages come off, and her vision has not returned. It is absolutely heartbreaking. Nikki has been through so much, from the MS to the alcoholism to Victor secretly liquidating her assets while she is sedated. And now she is facing the terrifying reality that she might be blind permanently. Nate is standing there, looking completely devastated for her, and it seems like this is pushing Nate to make a massive career pivot. Nate wants to return to being a surgeon. And honestly, I am here for it. Nate the corporate shark has been incredibly boring and toxic. We need Nate, the brilliant doctor, back, especially if he is going to be the one to figure out how to restore Nikki's eyesight. But I swear, if Victor tries to manipulate Nate's medical career to keep Nikki dependent on him, I will riot. All right, take a deep breath, because we are moving on to the most what the fuck moment of the entire month. Phyllis Summers and Matt Clark. I need someone to explain this to me like I am a 5-year-old because my brain cannot process it. Phyllis and Matt go on a date? They are getting cozy? What is happening? Let's rewind. Matt Clark is a monster. He has terrorized Sharon. He has tortured Nick. He is a violent psychopath who is currently faking amnesia. Phyllis literally kidnapped him and tied him up in a basement just a few weeks ago to force a confession out of him. And now they are sipping drinks and making googly eyes at each other? I am sorry, but this is the worst thing the writers have done in years. It makes zero sense. Is Phyllis playing some twisted, long-game con on him? She has to be, right? Because if this is a genuine romance, I am turning off my TV forever. But whether it is a con or not, the fallout is already catastrophic. Because guess who walks in and sees Phyllis and Matt having this intimate little moment? Nick Newman. And Nick absolutely loses his temper. I mean, can you blame him? Nick has been pushed to the absolute brink. He survived a horrific, drug-induced car crash that Matt orchestrated. He is dealing with the sheer rage of Matt walking around town claiming he has amnesia. He is terrified for his mother's failing health. And now, the mother of his daughter is casually dating his worst enemy? Nick's reaction was explosive, and honestly, the acting was phenomenal. You could see the veins popping in his neck. But this is where I am getting really, really scared. Nick's anger is completely consuming him. He is already fragile. We know he was using fentanyl and cocaine in Vegas just to cope with the pain and the rage. Seeing Phyllis with Matt is exactly the kind of massive emotional trigger that leads to a relapse. The fear of Nick falling back into addiction is so real right now. If Nick starts using again because of this twisted game Phyllis is playing with Matt, I will never forgive Phyllis. Never. She knows what Nick has been through. She knows how dangerous Matt is. This whole situation is a ticking time bomb, and Nick is standing right on top of it. And finally, because this town doesn't have enough drama, let's check in on Devin Hamilton. Devin is already in the middle of a massive psychological breakdown. He has been lashing out at Lily, screaming at Nate, and completely unable to process the trauma of Mariah kidnapping Dominic all those years ago. He has been threatening to send Mariah to prison, which is just insane. And now? Devin finds out the exact date of Mariah's release from the mental health facility. And let me tell you, he does not take the news well. Devin, on a normal day, is a stubborn, difficult man who holds a grudge like nobody's business. But Devin right now, he is volatile. He is erratic. When he heard that release date, you could literally see the last thread of his sanity snap. I am terrified of what Devin is going to do. He is so blinded by his need to protect Dominic and his unresolved anger that he cannot see that Mariah is sick and needs help. He thinks she is a master manipulator. If Devin tries to ambush Mariah the second she walks out of those facility doors, it is going to destroy whatever is left of the Winters and Newman family peace. Tessa is going to lose her mind. Sharon is going to go full mama bear. And Devin is going to alienate Lily and Nate forever. I know some people are loving this dark era for Devin, saying he is finally standing up for his son. But personally, I think it is tragic. He is destroying his own life and pushing away everyone who loves him because he cannot let go of the past. So yeah, that is where we are at. Revenge plots in prison, fake amnesia dates, blinding corporate sabotage, and potential relapses. Genoa City is an absolute mess right now, and I am going to be losing so much sleep watching how this all plays out. What do you guys think? Am I overreacting about Kyle? Is Phyllis actually losing her mind? Let me know, because I need to talk about this before I explode.